Okay, so and this step is called the Hungarian method of solving assignment. Means Hungary. This is a Hungarian method which has come out from Hungary, and this method is being applied to solve the problems. Okay, so let us see the problem out here. The problem is generally written in the form of a matrix, the form of what we call as a matrix. So the first problem is, let me write down as a matrix out here. So what I have is table 1. Okay, is it clear? Table 1, and I have 5 machines out here. I have 5 machines out here. These machines are M1, M2, M3, M4, and M5. Okay, I have 5 machines out here. I'll draw a square out here, and 5 jobs to be given to these machines. Okay, and I have jobs out here, jobs like J1, J2, J3, J4, and J5. These are the jobs to be given. Okay, so I have this M1, M2, M3, M4, and M5, and J1, J2, J3, J4, and J5. Okay, and each job must be done by one machine only. Okay, and what is given out here is the cost of processing each job on each machine. Okay, so the numbers given here is the cost of doing job 1 in machine 1. The cost of doing job 1 in machine 2 is 5 rupees. Similarly, 9 rupees for in machine 3, and 8 rupees in machine 4, and 11 rupees in machine 5. Similarly, job 2, it has 9 rupees in machine 1, 12 rupees in machine 2, 7 rupees in machine 3, 11 rupees in machine 4, and 10 rupees in machine 5. Similarly, job 3 costs 8 rupees in machine 1, 5 rupees in machine 2, 4 rupees in machine 5, 6 rupees in machine 4, 4 rupees in machine 3, 6 rupees in machine 4, and 9 rupees in machine 5. Similarly, J4 has 7, 3, 6, 9, and 5. Similarly, 4, 6, 7, 5, and 11 in machine J5 in machine 5. Okay. So now how do I solve this problem? So my objective is to assign jobs in particular machine, but at the least cost. For example, I can assign job 1 in where? M2, job 3 in M3, job 3 in, again M3 is the least, then job 4 in machine 2, but again it's clashing with job 1 again, then job 6 with machine 1. So you have so many clashing in out here. So how do I solve this problem? In order to solve this problem, what I will require is the one that I have shared. It is called the Hungarian method of solving this problem. Okay. So in order to solve this problem, what can I do? So let us go into the first step. In the first step, it says, in the given matrix, subtract the smallest element in each row from every element in the row. Okay. So I have got to, my first step is, what is the smallest element in the first row? So first identify the smallest element in the first row. The smallest element is 5. So subtract this 5 from each of these rows out here. Okay. Similarly, in the second row, the smallest is how much? 9 or 7. 7, subtract this from all the elements out here. Okay. So like this, you got to make the second table. So make a second table again. So let's make the second table. Table 2. I'm going to write here machines. Okay. And I have M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. This is followed by J1, J2, J3, J4, and J5. All right, and these J stands for job. So step 1 is subtract the smallest element from each row in that particular row. So 7 minus 5 is how much? 2. 5 minus 5 is 0. 9 minus 5 is 4. 8 minus 5 is 3. 11 minus 5 is how much? 6. Okay. Similarly, in the second row, what is the smallest number? The smallest number is 7. So 9 minus 7 is 2. 12 minus 7 is 5. 7 minus 7 is 0. 11 minus 7 is 4. 10 minus 7 is 3. Then the next one, what is the smallest number in J3 row? 4. So you have 4, 1, 0, 2, and 5. Similarly, the fourth row is 7 minus smallest is 3. So subtract this 3 from every element. You have 4, 0, 6 minus 3 is 3, 9 minus 3 is 6, 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay. Then of course the last one is the smallest number is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. 6 minus 4 is 2. 7 minus 4 is 3. 5 minus 4 is 1. And 11 minus 4 is 7. Okay. Now this is the first step done. Now the second step is again the same thing but column wise. Now in the second step it says subtract, right, in the reduced matrix obtain from step 1 subtract the smallest element in every column, okay, from the element. Now what is going to be my second matrix, my third matrix? The third matrix is in this column what is the smallest number? 0 is the smallest number, so I'll subtract 0 means it's the same thing. Okay. M2 also 0, there are 2 zeros, so same thing, it will remain as it is. M3 also there is 0 is there, so 0 is the smallest number, so it will be subtracted means it will remain the same thing. M4 and M5 there are no zeros, so what is the smallest number? 1. So subtract this 1 from every element out there. Then M5 also, what is the smallest number? 2. Now subtract this 2 from all this column. Okay. So now you have to prepare table number 3. Reduce from this table. Okay. Now let's go for table number 3. Table 3, machine. Okay. M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. Okay. M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 will be followed by J1, J2, J3, J4 and J5. Okay, J are standing for jobs. Okay, now machine 1, 2 and 3, you don't have to do anything. So it's from 0 subtracting from all these things, the numbers will remain same. 2, 2, 4, 4, 0. Similarly for the second column M2, 0 is there, so it will remain as it is. 0, 5, 1, 0, 2. The third one, 4, 0, 0, 3, 3. In the fourth column, 1 is the smallest number, so subtract 1 from every element. 3 minus 1, 2, 4 minus 1, 3, 2 minus 1, 1, 6 minus 1, 5, 1 minus 1, 0. And M5, the smallest number is 2. 6 minus 2, 4. 3 minus 2, 1. 5 minus 2, 3. 2 minus 2, 0. 7 minus 2, 5. Okay. Now we have come up to the, what do you call, second step. Now go for the third step. What does the third step says? Third step is a little bit complex. Okay. Now you got to follow these steps very, very carefully. Make the assignment for the reduced matrix obtained from step 1 and 2 in the following way. Number 1. Number A. Examine the rows successively until a row with exact 1, 0 is found. Look into that row where you have 1 single 0. So in the first round there is 1 0 out here. So you put a square on this. Okay. If there are 2 zeros, you can't do it. Okay. If you find a single 0 in that row, put a square into it and make an assignment to this single 0 by putting a square around it, and cross out all other zeros appearing in the corresponding column. In the corresponding column, in that particular column where I have marked, you find any zeros, and in that 0 you put a cross mark. So when you look down further, you find 1 0 out here, and this 0 you put a cross mark. Okay. So this is the first part. So similarly, you have to go for others also. The second row, do you find a single 0? Yes. Okay. Yeah. You find a single 0, put a square into it, and in that column, if you find any other zeros, put a cross mark into it. Okay. Now the third row, I cannot do anything, it's already cross mark. Here also, there is 1 cross mark, but there is another 0 also is there. So I'll leave it out again. Let us see what happens. And the third row and the last one, there are 2 zeros out here. Okay. Now the second step within that is examine the column successively until a column with 1 0 exactly is found, and you put a square on it and look into the corresponding row. The same way how you have done row wise, now you do it column wise and look into the corresponding row. Okay, so let us look into the first column, and in the first column I find there is 1 0 out here, so I put a square on it, and in the corresponding column, in the corresponding row, do I find another 0 out there? Yes, so I put a cross mark into it. Okay, now second column, it has been already assigned. M3, it has been already assigned. M4, it has been already, there is only 1 which has been crossed out. M5, when I look into it, there is a single 1, so I put a square into it, and in the corresponding row, you will find a 0 which is already crossed out. Okay. So all these things are being done till we get an optimal solution. Okay. But have we come to the optimal? Not yet. Okay, now let's go to the next step. The next step is step number 4. Okay, we have to draw horizontal lines and vertical lines to cover all the zeros. Okay, so how do we do that? And this step is very, very important. If you miss a step out here, the whole problem will go wrong. Okay, the first one is mark the tick mark, correct? Okay, in all the rows that do not have assignment. Okay, this row has assignment, so square is there. This row has assignment, square is there. This row does not have assignment. This row has assignment, this row also has assignment. So the third row does not have assignment, and in this row you put a tick mark out there. Okay. Now in this row, mark all the columns that have zeros in that marked row. In this marked row, this row that I have marked, where are zeros are there? There is 1 0 out here. So in this 0 area, in the column, you put a tick mark. Okay. You put a tick mark out here. So this is the second part. So if there is another 0 out here, I also put that out there. Okay. But there is only 1 0 here, so I am putting the cross out here. Okay. Now the third one, it says mark the tick mark all rows that have assignments in the marked column. In this marked column, wherever the assignment is there, mark that row also. Okay. Right? So these 3 things you do all the time. So start with mark the row we do not have assignment. We'll tick into that. And in that row, if there is a 0, mark that column. Okay. Now once you have marked that column, you look into that column and find if there are any assignments. Yes, there is a square box. It means that it has been assigned. And in that particular row, you put a mark out here. Okay. Now there are no more further assignments, no assignments. So if there is another line without any assignment, you have to do the same thing again. Since there are no more, we leave it out here. Okay. Now the last thing is very important. He says, draw straight lines through unmarked rows. What are the unmarked rows? These are the unmarked rows, right? 1, 2, 3. So he says that draw a straight line across it. 1, 2, 3. Okay. He says draw straight lines through unmarked rows. Okay. And mark columns. And how many columns are marked? There is only 1 column which is marked. So you draw another straight line across that. Okay. Now this step is very, very important. If you make a mistake in this step, the whole problem will go haywire. It could go wrong. Okay. Now, have I come to the solution? The solution is generally, if I have 5 rows and 5 columns, it means that I should be having 5 straight lines, but I'm not having 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 assignments, but I'm having only 1, 2, 3, 4 assignments. So I have not come to the optimal solution yet. So now to come to the optimal solution, I have to do one more thing, which is the next step. The next step is in the unoccupied cells or the unmarked cells, elements, you have 2, 5, 4, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3. Okay. From these, select the least amount, the least element, and subtract it from all those elements. Okay. That is 2, 5, 4, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3. Subtract 1 from all this. The least one is 1. Okay, the smallest is 1. So subtract that from all this. And add that into where there is a crossing. Okay, for example, the line crosses out here, that is 4, 3 and 3. So this will be added with that amount which has been subtracted. Okay, and the others will remain as it is. Okay, so let's go to table number 4. So let us derive the next table from this. Okay, is it clear till now? Come on, I want.
Sir, can you please explain step number 4?
Step number 4. Okay, step number 4 is that you have to mark the rows which do not have assignments, the first one. Okay, so when I see this first row, there is assignment, square is there. Second, there is also a square. The third one, there is no square out here, means there is no assignment in this row. So you tick this row on the side. Okay. Now in that row, if you find any zeros out there, mark that column. So I have this 0 out here, so I mark that column. Okay. Now in that mark column, if you have any assignment, so any assignment means any zeros with square. So I have this out here, mark that row. So that has been marked. So then you have to do this 3 marking one after another. Okay. So once you do this, then you draw straight lines through unmarked rows. Where are the rows which are not marked? So you draw a straight line. Unmarked row means on the side there is no what you call this correct mark. So whatever is being left out, you draw a straight line. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And for the column, you have to draw only on the marked column. So there is only one mark, so you draw on that. Okay. Now the next step is in the elements which are not covered by line, subtract the least element from each of them and add it into where there is a crossing. 4, 3 and 3. Okay. So now let us go into the table number 4. Table 4 machine. Okay, I have M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. I have J1, J2, J3, J4 and J5. These are jobs. Okay. Now let me start with the rows which are being left out, right? 2, 5, 4, 1. So here was 2, here was 5, and here was 4 and 1. And 1 is to be subtracted from all this. So I have 2 minus 1, 1, 5 minus 1, 4, 4 minus 1, 3, 1 minus 1, 0. Then this will remain as it is, but I'll come back to it later on. First, let me come to where the elements are to be subtracted. 3 minus 1, 2, 1 minus 1, 0. Then 1 minus 1, 0. And 3 minus 1, 2. Okay. Now, where are the crossings? The crossings, I have to add these ones. Where the crossing was 4 was here. So 4 plus 1, 5. And in J4 and M3, this is 3. 3 plus 1, 4. And again here, 3 plus 1, 4. The remaining will remain as it is. So I'm just write those numbers out here. 2, 0, 2, 4. Then this is 1, 4, 0. Okay, 2 and 0. Then 3, 0, 0. Here again. Okay, then I have 4, 0, 5, 0, 0, 2, 0, and 5. Okay. Now, again, the next step will be to do the assignment again. What we have done in step number 4, we have to do that again. Okay. What do we have to do in the step number, what we have done in step number 3, that is to be done again. So you have to mark, you have to give assignments. So first, find every row which has a single 0. So the first one, 0 is there. You draw a square out there. And in that particular corresponding column, if you find any zeros, put a cross mark. So I've got 2 out here, but I've made a cross mark out here. Similarly, second row, is there a single 0? No. The third row, single 0? No. The fourth row, there is already a crossed out one, although there is a single 0, I'll leave it out for the time being. Then J5 also, there are 2 zeros, so I cannot do anything. Let me see column wise again. The column wise M1, is there a single 0? Yes. Now I'll mark this. And in that particular row, is there any 0? Yes, so I crossed it out. Okay. Now M2, it is already assigned. M3, I cannot do anything out here. M4, although there are 2 zeros out here, there is a problem. M5 also again, same thing. Right. So let us come back into the second round again. In the second round, single, let's see the, what do you call, row wise again, it has been already assigned. J2, there are 2 already. J3, there is also still 2. J4, we have already cancelled out this, so we can assign this now. So I'll assign this out here. Then in that particular column, do I have a single 0? Yes, so let us cancel that out also. Okay. Then J5, again nothing is there. Now again column wise, first one all assigned, second one all assigned. The third one, there are still 2 zeros I cannot assign yet. The fourth one, there is only 1 0 left, so I can assign this. And in that particular row, do I have a single 0? Another 0? Yes, so I cross that out. Okay, then the last one, no. Okay, so again reiterate, come back again, you see row wise again. So is the first row, it's been already assigned. Second row, there is 1 0 left out, now I can assign out here. And column wise, everything has been done. So now you see all the zeros are either crossed out or assigned. Okay, now the assignment is being done. Now let us start drawing the, what I call, horizontal line. And in order to draw the horizontal line, we have to mark all rows that do not have assignment. So do I have, the first row has assignment, second row has assignment, the third row has assignment, the fourth row also has assignment, and the fifth row also has assignment. That means I don't have to do any more drawing of lines out here. That means do I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 jobs are being assigned to 5 machines. So we have come to the optimal solution. Right. Now, how do we write down the answer? So which job will be assigned into what, and what is the final answer? Okay. Now, the answer will be written somewhat like this. So, we make a table, assign job to machine, okay, and here is the cost in rupees. So, job 1 is assigned into which one? job 1 is assigned into M2. Okay, so job 1 is assigned into M2. What is the cost of this job? This is the cost which is given in the first table. So what is the first table cost is out here. The first table cost is rupees, M2 is how much? What? 5. Okay. Now job 2 is assigned to M3. So you write down job 3 is assigned to M3, and M3 what is the cost? 7 rupees. Now job 3 is assigned into M4. M4 cost is 6 rupees. Okay. Then job 4 is assigned into M5. And what is the cost? 5 rupees. And job 5 is assigned into M1. And the cost is 4 rupees. And what is the total cost of assignment? So the minimum total cost is rupees 27. Okay, so this is how we solve the problem of assignments. Okay. All right. There are some, these are the type of problems which can come in out here. Here also you have some of the problems. Okay. Say, for example, you could also have a problem of multiple optimal solution. Means you could have several cases where you can have several answers, assignment of a different one, but the value will remain same. This is what we call as multiple optimal solution. Okay. Then you could also have a problem where the number of jobs and number of number of machines are not same. So what we call as an unbalanced problem. So what happens in the case of unbalanced problem? Then you create a dummy variable, just like what we did earlier. Okay. Suppose I have a problem out here. I'm giving you a simple problem. So I have jobs out here. Sometimes you could have jobs and machine in the other way around also. So you have jobs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 jobs are given. Okay. And you have machines are given out here. Machines are M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, and M6. Okay. So, and you have the values given out here. All these are given values, but you cannot assign this out here. So what do? You create another job, job 6, and the value will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and so on. Similarly, the same case, if you have more jobs and less machine, so you create a new machine and put 0, 0, 0 over here. Okay, so this is what we call as dummy, and this dummy's value will have a cost value of 0. Okay. Then sometimes you could also have a prohibited assignment, means you cannot go out there. Okay. Say for example, I have a case of assignment. Say like machine is here, and I have M1, M2, M3, M4. Okay, and I have three workers W1, W2, and W3. And the cost of doing this work is 12, 4, 8, 3, 11, 2, 6, dash, and 10, dash, 5, and 9. This dash means that worker 2 cannot work on machine 3, worker 1 cannot work on machine 4, means you cannot assign them out there. Okay, so how do we solve this problem? In order to solve this problem, you have to write a dummy worker with W4. Since there are 4 machines out there, so you put another one out there and solve this problem. So there will be no values of 0 out here, it will remain as it is. Okay, then you solve the problem. Right, so okay, then there is one very famous problem in this. This is what we call as the traveling salesman problem. Okay, the assignment problem is generally used in a traveling salesman problem. So you have something like a sales territory is given. You have a sales territory. So for example, you are given as a salesman, and Aizawl is divided into 4 regional places. Okay, so you have territory 1, territory 2, territory 3, and territory 4. Okay, and you want to assign salesmen A, B, C, D in these 4 territories. And you know that each salesman can bring about a certain amount of money. So for example, I know salesman A can, if he works in territory 1, he can bring about 42,000. In 2, he can bring about 35,000. And 3, he can bring about 28,000. And in 4, 21,000. Similarly, salesman B can bring about 30,000, 25,000, 20,000, and 15,000. 30,000, 25,000, 20,000, and 15,000. 24,000, 20,000, 16,000, and 12,000. Okay, so which salesman should I assign to bring the maximum profit? So if you see earlier, what I've done was all cost minimization, but here the problem is being asked on maximization. So how do I solve this problem? So in order to solve this problem, what you do is you subtract the highest number from all of these. So for example, what is the highest number in, you can go by row wise or column wise also, but you can from the highest element in this matrix, in this matrix, see the highest number and subtract it from it. And don't take the minus sign, use it as a modular sign. So 42 is the highest number, right? So I'll subtract 42 from this. So 42 minus 42 is 0. 42 minus 35, whatever that I get, 7. Then 42 minus 28, 14. So this will become 7, this will become 0, and this will become 42 minus 21, 21. Okay. Similarly, this will become 12, this will become 17, this will become 22, and this will become 27. And here also 12, 17, then 22, and 27. And here 18, 22, 26, and 30. Now you solve this problem as a assignment problem, and finally when you find the final solution, you take the actual figures in table 1. That will give you the maximum, salesman, maximum maximization of your salesman allocation. And this is what we call as traveling salesman problem. Okay. traveling salesman problem also has certain things like, say, for example, salesman A cannot work in salesman area number 3, just like the earlier problem that we had. Or salesman D cannot work in 1 because he had to fight with someone out there. If he goes out there, he will be what you call thrashed. So that kind of problem also can be solved, right? So this covers my lecture with assignment. From next class onward, I'll be taking up the 3rd unit, which is network analysis. Okay. Since I'm not taking any test, I think hardly anyone is out here. Next time, I think I'll start taking tests at the end of the class. So it looks like, then I think participation is more. Okay, let me take a screenshot of attendance today. Okay. Okay, I think we'll wrap it up out here now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So,
Thank you, sir.
when do I have class out here? Tomorrow, right? Tomorrow my class is at
Oh.
in the morning.
Yes, sir.
So my